Hello, I'm Carl at Trident Fly Fishing. Today we're going to tie the Hippie Stomper. This fly is the brainchild of Andrew Grillos, who's a signature tyer for Umpqua. He ties it in sizes 8 to 18. The tan and olive colors I've chosen today might mimic those of a hopper. In yellow and black, maybe a bumblebee. You can let your imagination just go with all the different colors of foam that are available out there. This foam makes the fly pretty near unsinkable. So here's the fly in the vise. So this is TMC 3761. This one's in a size 10. And the thread we're going to use today is some UTC 70 denier in olive. Get our thread started about 2 eye lengths behind the hook eye. Run our thread back to the bend of the hook. Cut off our excess thread here. So the first material we're going to tie in today is going to be some moose body hair from Wapsi. So we'll take several strands here, snip them off from the hide, pull any short fuzzy stuff out, and get this in a stacker. Even up the tips. Got a few broken ones in there. And we're going to make this tail the length of the hook shank. Tie that in right on top of the hook. Looks good. Run our thread back up to our tie-in point to keep an even body. The body of this fly is made up from 1 millimeter foam. In this case, we're using hairline in both olive and tan. And I've got some pre-made strips that I've cut here. They're about a hook depth in width. And when we tie these in, we want the bottom of the fly to be a tan color. So they'll be tied in like so. And then pulled up over. So it's actually going to be backwards when we tie it in. So you want to make your initial wraps kind of loose so that you can position the material in the center. And also it's easy to cut through this foam if you start with wraps that are really tight. Pull this back and make sure we're where we want to be with the tail, and we are. Now we can make some tighter turns and compress all of that foam. Now we'll tie in the tan. And to cut down on the bulk, we're going to snip a little bit off from a point like so. We're going to have tied in on the hook. And again, some loose wraps to start just to make sure we get the material positioned in the center. I think another wrap or two. I like that better. I will even up the body. Now for the underbody of the fly, we're going to use some Beavis holographic tinsel in the size large. We'll pull ourselves off a small piece of that. And we'll get this tied in right at the base there. And now we're just going to make some overlapping turns. And when we reach our thread, we'll capture that, tie it off. Now we're going to bring our body forward one piece at a time and tie that in. Again, a couple of loose wraps to start. Make sure you've got it positioned where you want it. And now the next piece, same thing. And we're going to jump our thread forward, run it up to the hook eye, leaving yourself just a little bit of space. We're going to do the same thing. Not far enough forward for me. That's better. We're going to cut that front piece off to be about 3/4 the length of the abdomen. About there. And now we're going to wrap back, compress all that material. Next, we're going to tie in our legs. And that's going to be some hairline grizzly barred rubber legs in size medium and color olive. We'll snip off a piece of that. And we're going to tie these in on either side of the hook, starting right at the back of that abdomen. Moving forward. And now we tie in on the other side and wrap back to the abdomen. All right, that will do. Our next material is going to be the wing, and that will be some McFly in the color white. So cut off a small piece of that. I'm going to tie that right in on top. Wrap forward to the front legs. Now the rear of the wing we want to be about half the length of the body. Oh, cut that like so. The last material is going to be Hackle. This is going to be in grizzly colored, sized to the hook. So cut off material we can't use. And we're going to tie that in right at the base of the abdomen, like so. Run our threads forward to the front of the wing. And this is a pretty short feather, so I'm going to use my hackle pliers here. And we're just going to make close turns all the way up to that front wing. And when we reach the wing, tie that off. Jump our thread forward to our eye. Make a few turns. Get our whip finish tool out. Make a 4 or 5 turn whip finish. Seat the knot. Cut our thread. Get rid of our small piece of hackle here. Here we go. Okay, now the front wing, we want that to be about as high as what our hackle is. So, like so. Back legs, back to the end of the tail of the fly. Free up our front legs here. And we want those to be about 3/4 of the length of the rear. That looks pretty good. So last we'll put on some head cement. This is Loon's water-based. Make sure that's cleared out of the eye. It is. And the last thing we're going to do is trim off some of that hackle. That will make this fly float a little deeper in the film. And there we have our completed fly. Feel free to add comments at the bottom of the page. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see all the new content here at Trident Fly Fishing. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again next time.